You have more talent than you can ever use. If only you can see the star in you instead of the weed in your life, you surely achieve all your dreams. You were born into this world to be academically successful, and that success requires no apology. Because in the eyes of the Creator, every win is a potential lose, and every loser is a potential winner. You were born full of potentials. Until you realize this, you'll be thinking like a chicken, but you're an eagle. There is a story of an eagle and a hen. In the story, an eagle lost an egg, and as fate will have it, the tiny eagle egg was found by a hen. She took the egg home to the chicken coop and sat on it with all the loving patience of an incipient mother. Few weeks later, the egg was hatched. Out stepped a tiny eagle. The tiny bird had an eagle history, eagle genes, eagle chromosomes, eagle power, and eagle potential. But because he was born into a chicken environment, he grew up thinking he was a chicken. He grew up dreaming chicken dreams, thinking chicken thoughts, playing chicken games, and even entertaining chicken ambitions. In fact, he was made to feel ashamed of his eagle features. You see, even though he didn't know who he was, the other birds in the vineyard did. And they gathered among themselves and said, we've got to keep this bird thinking he's a chicken, because if he ever finds out he's an eagle, he will rule over us. As a result, the little lost bird became ashamed of his eagle heritage and his eagle features. The other bird made fun of his mighty eagle beak because they had little, thin, narrow, weak chicken beaks. They also made fun of his mighty eagle talons because they possessed weak, tiny, scrawny chicken feet. He also became ashamed of the richness of his deep dark eagle feather. At some point in his life, he even considered cosmetic surgery. He thought about cutting off half of his eagle beak, and he's also thought about dyeing his deep dark eagle feathers so he could look more like the chickens. Ironically, his greatest life ambition was one day hop, skip, and jump on the fence post to crow at dawn like the cock. But one day, when this confused bird was playing in the vineyard, he saw the deep dark contour of a mighty shadow swim across the ground for the first time in the life of this little lost bird. He looked higher than the fence post, higher than the tree line, and saw the remarkable sight of an adult eagle in full flight with all its majesty, grace, and power. This little lost bird was transfixed. He said, wow, how I sure wish I could be like that. The adult eagle perceived the delma of the little lost bird and swooped down from the stratospheric height and said, boy, you ain't no chicken, you are an eagle. Your mighty eagle talons, we are not meant to rake and scrape the ground for worms and feed, no. But to snatch the cracky side of yonder mountains of achievement. Boy, he repeated, you ain't no chicken, you are an eagle. Your mighty eagle eyes were not meant to be limited to the narrow confine of the vineyard, but to seek the distant horizon of your own unfulfilled potential. Spread your wings as you catch the lofty wings of your immeasurable genius. You ain't no chicken, you are an eagle. Just like the story, the Creator created you full of potentials and talents. Most times, you allow yourself to think like the chicken instead of like the eagle which you are. Most times you allow your environment, the school you attend, to limit the potential that was endowed in you. Your classmates, your friends, they know how talented you are. That is why they try to downplay on your talent and your gift anytime they see you studying hard. They do this to discourage you from studying. I don't care who your friends are, who your classmates are, or even who your teachers is. I say you are an eagle. Spread your wings as you soar high to the topmost top of achievement in your academy. What hundreds and thousands of pupils and students have achieved in their academy, you also can. And I know you will.
Wow, I believe you're inspired. and I really know you're inspired. And if you are, all I need is just for you to partner with me. You like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that every pupil, every student, every teacher, and even every parent will get to hear this talk and be inspired for greatness. Thank you very much, and you know, please.